Hey guys, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on for more great content.
What's your favorite thing about Counter-Strike?
My favorite thing about Counter-Strike, it's probably the thing that the game is never finished. You can always imagine something, create something. There is always something new, and every second something can happen. You know, so that's the pretty thing that I love the much about the game.
My favorite thing about Csgo, it has to be the emotions, I guess the feeling, like the atmosphere of like being competitive and something like people struggle with, and it's very emotional game. I think that's the most, it's the biggest thing I like in the game for me.
It is so complex, but yet so easy to pick up as a new player. I mean, what don't I love? Like, I love skins as well. I really love skins. But the favorite thing about the game is probably that the learning curve is so hard to master, and it's pretty easy to get into. So it just you can't stop learning, and you always can get better.
My favorite thing about Csgo is first of all the op. Because you know, like everybody speaks about Valorant lately, for example, and I think it's a good game. But when you see the gun mechanics, as I was talking about earlier, and the op compared to the Valorant guns mechanic, that are pretty similar, of course. But the op in Valorant, that doesn't make sense. You know, like you cannot have an op like that in an FPS game, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely the op. Definitely the op.
I think the way it never plays out the same. That's why I've been able to be playing for such a long time, is that every single time you join a server and every single round has a different scenario and outcome to it. And that's what makes it so interesting and so addictive and so much fun to be playing, because something new is always going to happen each and every single round, and that's what I love about it.
My favorite thing about CSGO is it's pretty simple, but it's not very simple. Like it's very hard to play it in a really high level, and for the viewers it's pretty simple. It's every time the same basically, only some small changes. But if you're really into it, you really see what it's really about, and I really love it.
Competition and tactical stuff, and I also love to kill people in the CS.
For me, especially for me, it's the LAN. When I start CS, I don't really like the game, but when I do my first LAN and I see people, so I speak with them on internet and I see in real life after, and to share some story of my life, I was love of that.
My favorite thing about Counter-Strike is probably the competitiveness of the game, and like the fact that I'm a professional in it, that this is where I make my living. So yeah, the love of the game.
My favorite thing about CSGO is it's because like a chess game where you have a lot of tactics and stuff, you always have to play with your teammates to get rounds. And I also like to run around with the op for sure and kill all the people. Yeah, and that's it.
The kind of chess aspect CS gives to you, like the reactive game style you have to have. So you have to always react on something that's happening, and for me it's a little bit like chess, and that's why I love it.
But there are a lot of things about CSGO, honestly. Like I'm playing it since I was 6 years. I'm in 1.6, but it's almost the same now, and everything is really great, especially this competitive mood and competitive feeling when you are playing events, especially when you're on LAN. Like feeling is really good, and when you're preparing your games, when you're practicing for the events, this is like just the best thing to do. And of course, when you're in the middle of the game and you're playing, you're enjoying because you love this game. So that's pretty much it.
I think it's the way that each team plays. There's a lot of play styles that fits in Counter-Strike, and it's I think it's one of the most thing that makes Counter-Strike so beautiful. You have the CIS region with a playstyle, Brazilians with another one, Denmark with another one. So it's a nice thing to have.